Welcome back, everybody, to our energy talk today with the energetic forecast, or better, analysis for the month of February 2023. I am giving you an overview here of what these collective energy conditions are, the quality, the energetic quality of this month. This is, I would say, mostly interesting for those of us who have identified ourselves as energetically sensitives or highly sensitive people. What are those collective energies? It's the culminated field that all humans on this planet unconsciously produce. And as energetically sensitives, we are basically feeling the effects of them. We don't always see it coming. We don't always know whether it's ours or whether it is coming from the outside. And often we question ourselves. Often we think that we're alone with this. And this is why I do these monthly forecasts. By the way, if you go to my website, transCODES.com, there is a section where I do a forecast for every day, the energetic stress barometer, on my website, transcodes.com. It's called Energy Calendar. All right, so without further ado, let's proceed here with looking into February energies. So when we look at collective energies, we first have to look at the larger cycles, the larger phases that we're in. And as I predicted in the forecast for 23 and ongoing, there is a correction energy in what is going through all people here on this planet. Correction always means, well, growth, actually, a forward movement. Whether or not we experience this as a positive or negative thing has a lot to do with our life view. And if we look at just the energy quality of it, then what we can see now here is that we are kind of over the hump as far as the last 3 years of, pandemic or any of these aspects that came in with this here for our societies. But in order for us to learn from the past, which is basically how we grow, there are still some things that need to be reviewed and corrected. And that's basically the phase that we're in here for the first 6 months of this year. So February is a month where a new momentum comes in, where we, for the first time, really feel a little bit of forward movement. So regardless of where we're standing with how we look at, the challenges in our societies, we will realize, or we can feel, that there is something like a forward, an energetic, dynamic impulse coming in. Personally, the way this will feel is that we will feel perhaps that more, so we will feel this more on the physical level. We will feel maybe a higher level of physical activity or wanting to do something. We may actually feel this in a way that we don't quite know yet where this is going. So there is a little bit of an emotional component to this here in the month of February, which is why, and we're going to talk about this here in a moment, this will mostly affect our relationships, not just our romantic relationships, but all our relationships, like how we interact, the people that we associate with, the networks, the groups, the corporations, and so forth, the life circumstances that we pick in order to go through this big transformation that we're all going through. Now, this big transformation is something that I have been writing about, talking about, reporting about for almost 15 years now. Back then I called it bifurcation. Nobody really knew how this would come about. Now we can see it. So bifurcation is when we get to a place on our journey where we have to make a choice, where, things kind of splitting apart a little bit. And this can often come with a sense of grieving or sense of loss. So this is what leads to this emotional component here, especially in February. So many of us will feel these corrections as something where they have to give up something, or at least at first, where they have to let go of something. The bigger picture, though, is that we do this so that we can allow more growth, more flexibility, more creativity in. And this is the challenge here for February, to recognize this. So my overall tip energetically is that you use this month for keeping things in balance, learning how to, balance this or this or this change that is coming into your life without overreacting. Yeah, staying calm, breathing, taking a moment to reflect. And this is especially important here for the second part of the month: planning. Make plans. Yeah, don't shy away, even if you don't know yet where these impulses that are coming in for you, where they will lead you. You don't need to know how to get there. All you need to know is basically the GPS coordinates of where you want to go. And as we're trying to figure out where we want to go, issues or questions will come up that have to do with where we're from. Yeah, so what makes this month of February especially a month about relationships, how we relate, how we collaborate, and how we apply what we have learned here in these last years of transformation, is that the wounds of our past, not just the last 3 years, from way back then, are going to come up again. And they will show us, and this is important that you listen to this, they will show us what this bigger learning experience really is about, how we can bring growth into our life. And the part here that comes in a little bit as a warning, guys, is for those of you who deal with elderly people, who deal with elderly mothers and fathers, this month is a little bit difficult, okay? Because when I show you where these energies work in our body, you will see that it has a very impeding quality in regards to mobility. So anything that has to do with being able to be flexible, being able to react fast, yeah, in a physical sense, is going to be challenged. And this affects elderly people more than younger people, obviously, because younger people have that, sort of age advantage, that they are a little more mobile. Elderly people don't. So there's a lot of issues that I see with mothers and fathers who are, maybe in this transition into elderly care, or where there's the question, of how to deal with taking care of your mother or your father. Yeah, these kind of topics that come in a certain sort of age range. Yeah, when we're like in the 50s, yeah, maybe some of you in the 60s. Okay, so this is a message for all of you who care for your parents, that this is a tricky month, and the planning aspect that I brought forward here has to do with that. It is a time where you need to deal with this. You need to plan this. You need to be proactive. Yeah, there is a little bit of a problem in our Western societies that has to do with all these health issues that we have been dealing with in those last 3 years, which will lead to prolonged wait times in regards to, like, say, national elderly care. So there will be a little bit of a scarcity here, and you'll have to be really wise about this now. If you can see it coming, take care of it now. overall, this, this subject of, who am I, where am I from, and where do I want to go, that is being triggered with all these questions about, where am I from? Yeah, my parents, my country of origin, my tribal inheritance, my karmic inheritance, my ancestral inheritance. Those things will come forward to you here in form of a little bit of confusion. So the energy alignment, this is something that I do every month for the month of February, is called Belonging. This is a 20-minute mini meditation that you can download from SoundCloud. Yeah, you can find the link on my website as well. And that's a spoken energetic alignment for you. So every word carries a code, and in there you will find messages that speak directly to your unconscious. And this is something that, we call, transcendental or deeper meditative learning, where we allow ourselves to be with our subconscious so that we get to know ourselves better, so that our subconscious is not the one that dominates us. Yeah. So there's a lot that I can say about this. You can find more info about this with every workshop or video or article that I write. But there is significance of this here in this month because it will bring up our attachment issues. So those of you who are not familiar with this psychological term, it has to do with how we bond, how we connect with people. It brings up all these issues in the past, yeah, these coping mechanisms that we've developed. For example, avoidance, or hiding, withdrawing, or having a hard time trusting other people, or having a hard time speaking our truth, or expressing our boundaries. So this is something that you guys really need to work on this month. Yeah. So here in transCODES, we use energy sessions to work with this on a deeper level because they are attuned to these collective energies. Now, I want to give all of you a warning here, and this is not just right now in February, this is really the ongoing years. When we identify ourselves as energetically sensitive and often also as empaths, we see the world through the eyes of someone who values connection, who values feeling what it feels like walking in the other's shoes. We have this as a virtue in us that we try to find solutions, for example, that are for the greater good, for the good of, let's say, all people involved. But it can also often, lead to us making choices in life in regards to other people that make it difficult for us to feel our own needs and our own wants. Yeah, we call this codependency, when we care more about other people's needs than our own. And as I am reporting about collective energies, this warning that I want to give you is that we are seeing a tendency here in the last 5 years, I want to say, where your empathy is being weaponized, yeah, is being used against you. There's several components of that, but I want to, just point out that the issues that we are discussing in the media, social media, news, and these big topics in the world, that they all contain a gaslighting component in regards to like what is actually going on and how we should regard it or how we should care for it. So as I am really someone who's dedicated her life's work to helping people with energetic sensitivity and empathy, I also want you to know that this can be misused. So right now, you will feel this very strongly here in form of feeling maybe guilt tripped, yeah, or feeling ashamed of of maybe where you're from or how you have been dealing with things in the past. So this is the deeper emotional aspect of February. Yeah. You're gonna have to work with, discerning, what is trustworthy. Yeah, when people make you feel guilty, you need to check this if this is actually valid. Yeah, when I say your empathy is being weaponized, it means that the lingo that we are experiencing in our societies right now is working with your subconscious, guilt tripping you. And also, and this is then something that we see here in the collective very strongly in these next 4 to 6 weeks, basically until the end of March. Yeah, this injustice that is being triggered in all of us. And the warning again extends to you checking carefully what it is that you subscribe to, what it is that you associate yourself with, the cause that you feel maybe you should do something about this. I don't want to name any particular causes here. I just want you to work with this. I want you to check on this more. Just because there is some sort of media hype about some injustices in our world, I still want you to use your energetic sensitivity to feel if this is actually true, or if this is used for political or otherwise motivated biases, okay, that are just basically using your empathy to pull you on either of these sides of the polarity out there, you know. So that's the personal part. If I look at the collective energies, coming back to the correction phase, where is this going to play out mostly? Mostly here in these media wars, as I have been predicting this, where you will see corporations, where you will see nations, where you will see factions, basically throwing mud at each other. And it will be very difficult to make sense of it or to discern, what is actually true in that. And again, here, yeah, just because someone is pushing the injustice button doesn't mean that this is something that you need to subscribe to. Always check on this, okay? It's impossible right now to figure this out with your mind. Yeah, and it's impossible to figure this out with your emotions, with your ego alone. You have to use, this calm and this centeredness. You have to use a conscious sort of way of balancing all this out within yourself. Yeah, for the whole year of 23, it's all about balancing this transformation, finding your center in all of this. Yeah, and what we are going to see here in the month of February is that we will unfortunately see more clashing of power structures. Yeah, we will see more protests. We will see more unrest, and it will, really trigger kind of the lower expressions in people because of these unresolved inner belonging problems, these inner attachment problems. It's a month where I strongly recommend you to work with inner child aspects, yeah, to really find a way to reconcile some of these things that happened in your childhood. Those of you who work with me know, that there was a lot to this inner reconciliation with our, adverse childhood experiences, but also the trauma that came with it, and some of the things that, basically were conditioned into us. So it is our responsibility now to make corrections to this. And as you're going to feel this forward momentum, okay, I recommend that you don't go into action right away, that you internalize this a little more and really work on the higher expressions. If you, for example, are afraid of a rejection, or if you're afraid of confrontation, which most of us energetically sensitives are, okay, then this is a really good month to gather your courage, yeah, and try new things, try new ways. There are some things, guys, that are not worth trying to cope with. Some things are too broken to trying to live with or cope with. It's better to say, you know what, if you or if this corporation or this cause or this relationship or this building, this home that I'm living in, if this isn't moving toward improvement, toward a betterment, then I don't want it. Then it is easier for me to just let it go and make my life easier, by trying something new. The ego does not like new. The ego has a tendency to wanting to stick with what's most familiar. The problem with that is, if we are surrounded by toxicity, and we kind of are right now in our societies, yeah, it's really working against us. Because this toxicity, okay, this gaslighting, this bombardment, this fast-pacedness, this distractive hijacking of our time and our focus is something that works against our mental and emotional health. It is something that works against our relationships, okay? And so as soon as we can accept that, then we need to realize that if we just stay with what's familiar or how things have been done in the past, we cannot really grow. We cannot really move forward. This is the hard part about transformation, about change, that there's a part in us that actually works against it. And this is all our subconscious fear of change. That's why this month is really important for us, even though you may have some really, really good, impulses, new, ideas, new innovative and creative kind of things that are coming in. You will still need to balance this with all the structures that you have formed in the past. And sometimes it means that you have to change them. Yeah, sometimes it's better to say, okay, this is it. Yeah, I've had enough. Yeah, I'm starting fresh. Sometimes we need to go into reconciliation and need to say, okay, there are some things that I still need to work out for myself. I'm not at this point where I have enough clarity. Yeah. And I just need to change sort of the GPS coordinates, as I said in the beginning. Yeah. Where do I want to go? Whom do I want to go there with? And are the changes that I am doing, are the choices that I'm making right now moving me toward it? On the outside, you will see a lot of people not being able really to go into this place of discernment and balance. You will see people going into the lower expressions, and that's your challenge. That's why I'm talking about all these things like inner child and so forth. We really need to work with this on a deeper awareness level so that we can navigate through this, guys, or else it's very likely that you're going to get dominated by your subconscious, your pre-programmed, conditioned reactions and responses, all the way to trauma responses. February is also a month where you have to be a little careful with domestic violence and anything that goes into that direction. It's not the type of month where you want to take any risks with this. If you are in a situation where you are working or living with someone who has a tendency to lose it when the pressure gets too much. Okay, this is a tricky month for you. You're gonna have to go and be very calm about this and know when it's enough. Okay, be very clear about your boundaries. Yeah, in a way, this can also help you to let go of the old. Overall, here, as far as the energy centers that this energy is working on, guys, is very interesting. It's a combination that on one hand goes deep into our root chakra, so everything that has to do with our roots, where we're from, our karmic inheritance, and also our fundamental safety, fundamental needs. Yeah, so each and every one of us who hasn't figured this out yet, how to express and ask for your fundamental needs and wants, and also how to meet them yourself, you're going to have an issue. That's why there's maybe a tricky month for all of you that are energetically sensitive and empathic, because this is a pet peeve of yours. Yeah, so ask yourself, what are my true needs? And especially, what is my unmet need? Because all these emotionalities, these reactive, explosive kind of situations, they all ultimately get triggered by some unmet need, be it your own or somebody else's. And if you can work with your higher awareness here, then you can prevent these dangerous situations by asking yourself, hang on, let's take a deep breath. Yeah, let's breathe into this right now and ask yourself, what is my unmet need right now? What do I truly need? And how can I express this better? And how is this being received? How is this being respected? It's a good integrity test for your relationships or for your bosses or your friends. How they react to when you express your boundaries, when you express your needs, when you express your wants. So in that, February is also a really good month for truth testing, for integrity testing. And we're going to see this in the media. A lot of talk about corporations, especially big pharma, especially governments. Yeah, there is this like really, really big momentum here until June when the energy shifts and when things will clash. Okay, is this reorganization, this reversal from top down to top, which is basically the power of the people. So this is the overall direction that our collective energies are going into. Yeah, they're going into more collaborations, more networks, people, self-organizing systems. And for us personally, this means more self-responsibility. Exercises and routines for the month of February that are conducive will have to do with, you are really going into allowing your system, getting rid of all these repressed things. Yeah, so February is a really good month for detox, maybe a light fast, for 3 days, stimulating your lymphatic system, hot, cold showers, maybe like a juice and vegetable detox, for a week or two, so that you can eliminate the residues of all this held in energy better. This is how you can support your body. This will prevent you from experiencing these mobility issues, such as joint issues, such as skeletal issues. So Beware of knee problems, ankle problems, and hip problems in the month of February. If you have known issues, maybe seek a body work practitioner of your choice. Personally, I love reflexology. I love anything that has to do with holistic ways of addressing it. Obviously, massage, chiropractic, acupuncture are also very good. Further exercises such as Tai Chi or Qigong, really good in this month. Maybe start a new course. Yeah, there are so many online courses that you can do. Life yoga, energy yoga. We have one here in our sacred self-healing community, or join an outdoor Tai Chi group. This is what I'm doing. Yeah, is that there's nothing more beautiful in doing, Qigong and Tai Chi outdoors and at the beach or in the woods or on the grass in the meadow. Yeah, if you already know how to do this, then maybe implement a new routine. So we really need to take care of everything that has to do with being and staying flexible, stretching, obviously also good, and helping ourselves to get rid of all those rigid structures in us, emotionally, mentally, socially, and spiritually. Yeah. So if you're interested in what our Sacred Self-Healing community does here, online meditations, daily meditations that you can do, an online course that you can do from at home, energy talks, and so forth, then go to my website at transcodes.com. So this is it here from my side. Yeah. I would like to just give you guys a minute or two. If you have any questions, is there anything that you would like to inquire about? Maybe in regards to collective energies or in regards to personal energies? Anything that you would like to know? Those of you who are live here, those of you who are watching this on YouTube, just ask a question in the description, in the comments below. I'll respond. But with the recording, those of you who are in my email list, you're going to get charts, you're going to get slides. Yeah, I've already done this forecast for those of you who were in the energetic tune-up session. There I go very deep and I show slides, I show important dates and so forth, a little more detailed. Those will be here in the email that go with the recording. So sign up for my email list so that it's a little easier for you to digest. Again, a quick reminder, at my website is a section called Energy Calendar. There you can see every day of the month with a commentary from me and a color coding as to how strong this energy is affecting you if you are an energetically sensitive person. Yes, I've added them to the calendar. Has anybody tried them? Has anybody found this already? Yes, they're really cool. Well, thank you. It's a bit of an experiment. I've always color coded the days, but now I'm actually writing to it. You just have to sign up for my website. Yeah. All right. Awesome. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for watching this. Thank you for supporting the Sacred Self-Healing community. And I see you again next Wednesday. Bye-bye.
Belonging. To love and peace within, I dedicate myself. I am one with my true self, the part in me that is unchanging, eternal, and infinite. I embrace change as the evolutionary path of my being, and trust in my true self to guide me on how to unfold my highest potential. I accept life as a learning experience, a balancing act between the alpha and the omega, the higher and lower expressions of being human, and the feminine and masculine dualities in me coming together to embody divine consciousness. I feel nothing but gratitude for any opportunity to grow through this. I am willing to embrace all my feelings, emotions, and thoughts, and dedicate my striving to learning how to discern them better, so that I can better understand what my ego cannot know. All pains and sicknesses of my being, and with it of my soul, come from the fear of not belonging, or the belief that I am not lovable. My false self-projections were merely the response to not feeling I belong, or questioning that I am worth being loved. I want to change this now. I want to live as a true self, without fears of judgment or rejection, or the belief that I have to be different in order to belong. True belonging is a choice in my heart, and knowing that arises in me when I can love all that I am. Rejection can only resonate with me if I am not true to myself. For this, I consciously align myself with inner truth, my body, my emotions, and my thoughts. I want to feel when I am reacting to inner triggers. I want to feel when I am caught in my fear. I want to feel when I am pretending to be someone I am not. I want to feel when I am projecting or absorbing energies. And I want to feel when I need more space to grow. By allowing my energy to show me the truth at all times, and by giving myself and others more space to grow, I can learn to silence the negativity I feel toward me. I embrace the transformation of all that I thought I needed to belong to, into what brings more love, more creativity, and more beauty into this world. If it cannot transform into its higher expression, I don't want to belong to it. By honoring my own transformation into my higher expression, including that of my body, my needs, and my wants, I I can answer my need to belong with an inner love and compassion that mirrors my soul self and the spirit world that supports me on this journey. I choose to belong where I came from and where I will return to, my true soul home and my true soul family, and all who made the same choice. Through the power in my heart, I herewith clear all attachments, limitations, resistances, energetic ties and karmic binds in any dimension or time to any person, entity or ego illusion that pretends to belong or chooses their lower expression. Nothing and no one has the right nor the power to violate my love for my soul or my soul's integrity. I no longer enable life-degrading energies in and around me. I consciously strengthen my ability to sense anything or anyone compromising my trust in self by seeking the sacred space of my inner sanctum. Now and at all times, I love who I am. I am sacred to myself. Higher self, you are sacred to me. I appreciate you. I can feel you every time I choose to feel you. Thank you for always being there for me and for showing me the path to my inner sanctum, the seat of my true inner power. Also, thank you for my energetic sensitivity, as it shows me when I need to stand my ground, when I need to let go, and when I need to self-correct, and when I need to heal. Keep showing me the path to my heart and encourage me to embrace and express how I truly feel whenever appropriate. I want you to be the voice of my heart, mind, and spirit, and only you. Let me hear your voice and empower me to trust that I can make the right decision at the right time. Because with truth in my heart, I can be present at all times in any dimension or time and enjoy the dance of energy within and around me as a witness of being alive. I can truly rest in my heart, as all there is left to do is to live and create my life in the love and light of truth.